Oh, sensitive, sensitive. Oh, second in him, second him. Oh, second him. Ah, went through the social phase. Is it alright? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tony J.R. GALPOHKPA CHESSON Talk Show. I've changed the name of my show. Instead of doing 5 a.m. show, I'll be pre-recording my show until I get back onto Facebook. Somebody reported me for some traditional issues, but that is all over and past. But during that period, I had an opportunity to learn and advance my skills on the computer. I'm not there yet. I'm there. There's a lot of learning, but you all will get to see it and get to understand the strides I've made to expand my teaching and enlighten my people of what needs to be done to enhance our own lives as individuals and collectively as Liberians. The time of the Liberian people is here. Now, as usual, I always start off with 3 things. Since I've been away so long, I'm back. But my topic this morning is, first of all, I want to extend my congratulations to our candidate as VP, the VP candidate, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris, because it was no doubt in my mind that she was the right choice for Joe Biden. And if you've been following me, from the time Joe Biden put his hat in the race and Kamala Harris went through the presidential thing with him, and she lost, and she was considered for vice president, I told him I wrote that. Even before she was considered for vice president, I stated all on Twitter here that she was the choice for Joe Biden. And I didn't know too much about Kamala Harris then, because like Barack Obama, I had never heard too much about this woman until I saw her recently during the impeachment trial of Donald Trump and her performance. You know, I knew she wasn't prepared to be president. She still needed training. But when it came to vice president, I felt she was the best choice for Joe Biden. Because for America to come back better than what we were before, because where we were before were messed up. Hillary Clinton and all of them. If Hillary Clinton had been in power today, we'd still be going through the racist thing. And we'd still be deceived and bamboozled. And I saw it. I saw it. From the time she turned her back on Barack and lied and said she went into Afghanistan and the people were shooting all around her. You know, I live in deceitfulness for too long. I know deceitfulness. I'm a lawyer. Besides living it, I learned about it. So when I see it, I chop it in the head right away. Because when you let things that are grow, and you're an experienced man, and you see these things repetitive, because deceitfulness is repetitive. It comes just like I tell you, everything repeats itself in time. But as the world progresses, as mankind advances, The same things will repeat itself, but in different forms, in subtle forms. And if you're not smart enough or cognizant enough to be relative with time and with changes of time, you will lose consciousness. And when you fail again, that's when you realize you were bamboozled and run amok. So, to prevent all those things, when I see it popping up, I says, hold it. It's not right. It's not the right path. It's not the right choice for us. Because as an American, and an American fighting man, I'm loyal to this country. And if a president comes and start lying, and you call yourself my commander-in-chief, and I can't believe a word you say, I cannot trust what you tell me, and the people I've been taught and brainwashed as my enemies. Not even brainwashed. Because you look at that system, who won't live in that kind of system? I ran away from that system in Liberia, you know. But when you're young, you think you're being brainwashed. But sitting back and looking at that system, I want to be under no one-man rule. I want to be under one-party rule. You know, I don't mind one party if the one party had a system in it that involved the whole country. There was participatory government. You know, even with the Tory party, if that party were run the right way, where everybody elected on the basis of fairness and honesty, Liberia will still be progressing. Because as we are today, look at all the political parties we have for a small country like Liberia. 32 parties, people stealing our money, people just robbing the poor people. You know, and these are the things that hamper our progress and advancement. They hamper development and democracy in African nations. So as we develop our progress, as we develop our democracy, Liberia is the oldest democracy, constitutional democracy in Africa. There is no reason why we can have standards that benefit us. Same thing with America. Why we can't have standards that benefit all Americans? And you see, I told you, I wasn't Donald Trump want to take us back to 1960s and 1970s. We ain't going back there. We ain't going back there. Not for him, nor his puppet. We ain't going back there. You see, Mitch McConnell, all the old people now rob our country for ages. And they think they're entitled to things. And nobody entitled to nothing except what the American people give you. And these are the principles we have to understand. And for a man like me, I'm tired of being fooled and run amok and lied to and thrown under the bus. I'm tired, you know. And I'm hurt now because even with all the things going on, look at the Massachusetts police and messed my car up, and the guy was acting so racist against me, toward me. You know, I want to write them right now. I'm writing my insurance company too. Because their assessment of the scene was not comparable to the conditions. They're basing the accident on the broad law, not realizing that there was a construction going on. Nobody was running. Everybody was going 10, 20 miles per hour. So how could this man hit me from the rear, break my rear axle and my tire rim, and almost kill me? But you know, these are the things black men face in America. And for a man like me with that kind of car, I can't enjoy America. You know how many times people try to run me off the road? You know how many times people try to swipe by me? Because a black man in this area not supposed to be driving those kind of cars. My wife drives a Cadillac. You know how many rich white men drive by her and call her nigger? Bitch. They do it to her all the time. Because she's driving a car, they feel she doesn't deserve it. Because that's the part their grandfather dreamed about driving. I can't help it. I ain't steal from your daddy. I ain't steal from your family. Everything I own, I work for it. And you have no right to threaten my car and try to hit my car and try to kill me in my car because I'm a black man. And that's why I keep telling my wife, y'all don't know what black men go through. I'm not happy with my car. Because everybody trying to bust my car up, trying to make me hit me or do some shit. You know, it's disheartening. You know, all the other cars driving, you see them, nobody busting, stealing their gas tank cover off of the car. But I'm the black man that go steal my gas tank cover off of my car. I mean, what kind of nonsense is this? Yes, I'm a law enforcement officer too. And that even makes it worse because they call me a sellout. Even the white people, the white inmates won't get me because I don't take shit. Excuse my expression. Because I want to educate people. And this show's supposed to be for children. But Donald Trump uses that word, so I guess it's an established language now. But these are the things that bother our society. You know, why can't black people get good things? And we gotta be carrying guns and all of that before people respect us. And I carry my shit. Hey, shit. You know, I carry my thing. Because the same thing happening in Liberia happening here to black men. And it ain't stopping because Biden coming to be president or Kamala. It ain't stopping. They got to get in there and work to change America. We can't go on this trend. And even though I congratulate her, because she needs to be with Joe Biden. And I said it before. I didn't choose Pamela so much because of race. Yes, that was a pertinent part too. But the minute I chose her, she was smart. I didn't care about her past. I didn't care about her attorney generalships and all of that. I didn't care about all of that. But for her performance before me during the impeachment process, I knew she was needed to defend Joe Biden. And our president-to-be is not a young man. Joe Biden is not a ruffian. He's a leader and a statesman. So Trump run him amok. Joe Biden went out, yeah, he may get mad and say, but he wouldn't be scared to Donald Trump. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, she ready to jail Donald Trump. And I ready to clap for her and stand on the sideline and jail Junior, jail what her name? Ivanka, and jail that other foolish one called Eric. All the people need to go to jail. They rob us. You know, and it's not right. It's not right. Look at our people dying in this country. Over 165,000 people dead. This is insanity. Insanity. So, I welcome Kamala, and we look forward to seeing good things from her as she joins Joe Biden. Because they're the right choice. Joe Biden worked well with Obama. There was no way he would work well with anybody else but a black person. Because both of them were successful. Now he buttressed Obama. And 9 years old age, he needs a strong black woman that his choice to buttress him. Because black women are more liberal in this society. They're more liberal because black men are threat. We are threat. So they suppress us. And they elevate our women. So our women taking the lead. They step into the plate now. They're acting like the men now. Donald Trump, welcome to the party. Y'all got to deal with Kamala Harris. And she ain't backing down. And she better not back down, because I'm watching her too. You know, I don't support black people because they're black. I support them because they're black and they're smart and they ain't scared. We got only one life to live. If I don't stand up for something, my children will not stand up for something either. So if they kill me and let my children grow up wanting revenge. Or kill them too and let the other black people want revenge. Because we got to teach our people. This is an educational process that has to be passed on to generation. And we cannot be afraid to die. We cannot be afraid to die because we are cowards. We can't be afraid to die. If we die, our children must know that we die standing up for their future. And those are the things that matter in our lives. And once we can understand these things, we'll grow. Our mentality will grow. Our society will grow. Because when things got to change, it's got to change. Okay? So I don't want to stay too much on this. I will come to Liberia in my third topic, but I just want to stress why Kamala Harris has always been my choice for Joe Biden. Yes, everybody else is competent, but many of them have not served in government as Kamala Harris. Okay. And many of the other black women, Stacey Abrams, Val Demings, they belong where they are. Stacey Abrams is a fantastic planner. Is a fantastic organizer. I seen that woman. From the time I saw her in Georgia, that woman is not a small woman to play with. And that's the woman need to buttress the Democratic Party and make it strong. So it'll be the party for the next 20, 30, 50 years. The Republicans, if we play our game right, they're not rising soon. These people sold us out to the Russians through Donald Trump. And they got to pay for it. They got to pay for it. They tried to take us back in the 1960s. They got to pay for it. They rob our country of wealth and resources like African leaders. They got to pay for it. We didn't leave Africa to come here to see our president, a criminal like African leaders. And that's my say for this morning, or this evening, or whenever I'm recording. That will be a secret. But this is a sure thing. And it is our duties as Americans to stand up. To stand up. And my next topic is about Gambia. I just heard this lady from Gambia in America. And she's saying that African leaders have to rise for the rest of the black people to rise. I see it as a two-way street. The black people in America are not cognizant of their duties to Africa. I listened to your senior player's show just now, before I came on, talking about an island in Liberia where people think Staten Island, the way how Staten Island look, they can build it in Manhattan. They can do the same thing on that island because Manhattan is an island, all that kind of stupidness, whatever it is. But you see, they didn't have to bring an engineer on her show job. Go to my videos where I did on Central Park. The guide, the black guide who guided me and my wife to Central Park and told us the historical teaching about Central Park, he was far better than the engineer she brought. Because that guy told us that the rock, New York, is built on a rock. Manhattan is built on a rock. A glacier. It's not a rock, it's a glacier. New York is built on a glacier, and that glacier goes over 1,000 feet underground. That's a solid rock. That's why no earthquake, anything can go into New York. He didn't explain that part too. Because of that strong rock, no earthquake can shake New York. And these are the significant things You have to learn. That why people got to watch my videos. Go through my videos and learn my videos, because all through my videos I try to educate people. And that guy told us how that whole New York there, that whole New York goes all the way down from Central Park. It goes down about 5, 15, 20 blocks. So that involves maybe Staten Island, or I don't know how far that route goes, but if you watch my video, he expressed how far it extends. But I don't know whether it extends to the island. I know the whole Manhattan is on a glacier. So that's a heavy rock. And these are the things we have to learn. And that's why I do these videos, so people can learn. And it's a two-way street. Just as African leaders need to understand their duties and responsibilities, Black Africans need to understand their history, the source of their strength, the source of their collective thinking. And although African leaders have the power of Africa in their hands, they are all owned by foreign nations. We have to go through a difficult strive to take our countries back from Britain, France, and Belgium, and all these countries that own Africa. We have to take it back. There can be no freedom in Africa. Africa is not free. Only Liberia can say we're free somewhat. And we're even not free. America can come and kill our leaders and put who they want to put there. And these are the things we're facing. So it behooves Black people to rise together. The most intellectual Black people in the world are in America. Americans cannot go to Africa. Africans who live in America and were born here or educated here from small, they can't go to Africa and lead Africa. They go there, they will be thinking American. And the same thing happened, that's why I was talking about your senior. The people just think you can go build what in New York, in Liberia. You can't do it. And these are the idiots leading our country. And when I talk about these things, they won't call people and suspect me, but you gotta hear it. And I will get to that in my last topic too. We gotta hear the truth. The truth will set you free. You see? And it will persist on this path of blindness and ignorance. Going back home cannot help our people. Now, my second topic is this lady who talked about Gambia. And I felt her pain because Ellen Johnson Sirleaf betrayed Africa. And these are the things that make me want to put that woman in jail. Because if you're a leader of an African nation today, you should understand the path that our people have been through. And you can't come with your World Bank foolishness and try to steer us into stupidity and into slavery and impoverishment where we're still in today. And look at how Ellen Johnson Sirleaf messed Liberia up. Give Liberia to a footballer who can't even read or write or speak. And look where we're going today. Now, everybody talking about violence in our country, but I will get that last. I'm not going there right now. But what happened in Gambia? To the Gambian people. And that idiot, Jaja, what's his name? Jammeh. What's insanity? Africa has no dictators. Those dictators got to be taken out of Africa. The last dictator in Africa is supposed to be Robert Mugabe. Our era of dictatorship must be over. Our era of copycatting and stealing from other people and not knowing our own heritage and what it means to build Africa for our people is long gone. Those errors must not lift their heads in our nations or continent again. British Commonwealth people, you better stop wearing wigs and your European robes. It's a disgrace to our people. And you people are still blind. And this woman, that's the same thing to what you were talking about. You people have to get your heads out of your foreign fathers' behinds and straighten up yourselves and bring Africa to where Africa needs to be today. African Americans and black people in America, you too have a responsibility to become conscious of who you are, what you stand for. And you can't keep flip-flopping with who you are. You cannot be black people one day, colored people the next day, African American people. No, that's not how it works. You're either African or you're not. Choose your path. Choose your enlightenment. Choose your education. We're all in this together. We're all in this together. I've been talking this since I've been here. Nobody hit African, nobody. That's ignorance. It's killing all of us. Educated ignorance. And if we cannot rise above ignorance, who are we as educated men and women? We think that the people in the street, people are here educated too. People talk about African kids, African American. I hear the Africans talking about African American in this and that. No. It's time for that to end. It's time for that to end. It's long overdue. And that's why I'm hurting about in this country. I've been seeing this thing from the time I've been here. No. That's why I don't work for no Liberian. I don't hang over with no Liberian. Because the mentality of our people is not the mentality of development and Christianhood. Our country was built on Christian principles. I don't care where you come from. Liberia was built on Christian principles. That does not mean we're a Christian nation. But we have principles. And from those same principles, our leadership emerges to lead Africa with enlightenment. Lux in tenebris. So you have to understand our mission as a people, as Liberian people. We have a mission. It's been delayed and derailed because of corrupt leaders, because of ignorant people who just want to enrich themselves and their family. And we can't tolerate those things no more because our country has a mission. Our people have a mission. We are freedom fighters and we will rise to the occasion. And when I see my people acting ignorance and keeping this ignorant footballer in our country, running our country amok with violence, it bothers me. Because of the same thing happening in Gambia. It's the same thing. And I told y'all from time immemorial, go back and read all my things. I would have bombed Jermaine and wiped you out. If I'm leading the African Union, any government challenges us when the Council of African Leaders decide that you must leave and you tell us you're not leaving, you got 24 hours. You don't get out of your place, we're bombing that place. Because we're not breeding no dictators in Africa. The term of dictatorship ends when the Organization of African Unity rises again. We are not a European nation. We are no African Union. We're no European Union. We don't follow people no more. We're going back to the OAU. They killed Torba. They destroyed Africa because of the OAU. Our people were coming together in 1980. That was the overthrew Liberia and killed Torba. We're going back to our history. We don't hit nobody. We don't want no war, no nobody. But we don't want nobody kneeling our necks no more. We want to breathe. Black people around the world want to breathe. Black Lives Matter. You need to get one of Chesson t-shirts. I've been giving these t-shirts out to my sponsors and to my brothers in the streets who need to be represented. And those are the people I represent. The poor and struggling people of my peoples. They gotta rise and understand that's not their plight. It's what was made for them. Through this disparagement, killing, and destruction of our families and our communities. We have to rise with the understanding that it's not about hatred. Let bygones be bygones. But we must stand on solid ground with the understanding that what happened in the past will never lift its head again. We will breed our people to understand the path of deception, to nip it in the bud when we see it. And what this woman was saying about Gambia too, it was hurting me because she was saying the right thing. I just was a little dabble on what she was talking about. African leaders got to rise. All black people got to rise. African Americans are the most intellectual people in the world. And we cannot be thinking that people on the street, oh, Africans hate me. It's your job to rise above that and bring the African people brothers up to your standards. And if you fail to do that, your education is worthless. Because what if you say you get an education? If you think that people in the street, you think that people who are wearing wigs of foreign nations still, those people are not African leaders. They are wannabe leaders. Africa has no real leaders. I told him GALPOHKPA CHESSON shall rectify that. I don't want to be no president, nothing. I told you I'm a military man. I ain't got time for that shit. Excuse my French, young children. But that's the path. And we have to stand on solid ground because our people are suffering because of the mistake of our leaders, the blindness of our leaders, the failures of our leaders. And we can't continue on this trend. We have to understand we have a destiny like all other people in the world. And what I don't want anybody to deal with hatred. I told you before, I've taught young white children. I've disciplined them in prison. And I didn't care a damn whether they were white or black. When they did wrong and they were entitled to punishment, they got it from me. And that's how you breed respect. Because our rule is fair, firm, and consistent. And I didn't fail to implement that. That's why you see people bust up my car. So those are people that won't get back at me because I discipline them. And that's the path of law enforcement people, especially my people. If there are white people, they'll be scared of you. You see, I'm a black man. And they're not black people who took that thing off of my car because if black people did, they gotta be mechanics. It gotta be somebody who knows about those kind of things to do it. So, but what would do? That's why I just leave everything with Jesus. Because everything comes to me the hard way. Nothing I got you come the easy way. So if people come and steal from you and disrupt your country, those are the same things. What different from stealing from a car and what happening to us in Africa? No difference. You know? And it's just on a personal level. But our people going through the same foolishness in Africa. You know? Look at the man and Jamin got away with the whole treasury of the Gambia. That's small country. I've been to Gambia. Gambia is almost like a stretch of road. One straight line through the city at the end. I played rugby in Gambia. You know, I was on the Senegambia River, Gambia River. And it's just mind-boggling how our people just sit down and rob our treasury and cause our people to suffer needlessly. And that has to change. That has to change. And my sister, you are right. All of us got to rise. Not only the Africans, All black people got to become conscious. We cannot see what's happening to us in the world and continue to think that we are the cause of our own problems. That is what they call insanity. We cannot be continually the cause of our own problems. So we have to understand. And we have to make our white brothers and sisters understand, which I think they are now, since they have seen, since they needed to actually see a black man being killed by being kneeling on his throat and choking him to death. And the man kept saying, I have COVID-19, I can't breathe. And they still jacked the man out of the car. That is something that Massachusetts police did to me. The man didn't even let me take a picture of the accident. He told me to get back in my car. He didn't want to talk to me about the accident. He came to me after he talked to his superior. He was talking to me so rudely. I got on his cell phone and called his headquarters and told his superior I needed somebody to come investigate this accident. When the superior came, they sat in the back in the two cars and talked. Then he came to me, Mr. Chesson, thank you, but see you. I look at him. He said, I see you. And I left. Then they wrote a report saying I'm at fault. But that's the racism and the hatred towards white people. And Massachusetts police need to know that. That's how I feel about them, they're racist. And they hurt me. They hurt me. I'm not going to get a lawyer to sue you. I get money from to go sue you. But I want you to know that officer, Jesus will deal with him. You can't hurt me in that. The commander, Jesus will deal with him. You know, because when I called him, he was telling me, slow down. I said, I'm an African. He said, but slow down. Slow down. I said, I'm an African. Are you slowing down? I'm excited. You know, why would you slow down and behave like I'm a foreigner? I have a culture. I come from a suppressed society. When you white people still suppress me in a place that's supposed to be free, I have a right to get excited because I feel I'm ram a road. You know, it hurts. It hurts. And people need to know that. Nobody hate people, but we can't live under that condition. Especially under this Donald Trump. Our country got worse under this man. You know, that man that hit my car, that was pure hatred. That was pure hatred. Or you were high. You know, but those kind of things, you know, it's just mind-boggling for me, and I can't take it. I can't take it. Other people can take it, but I want to go home. You know, it's not, that's insanity. But anyway, I just want you to know, Ellen Johnson is to blame for what happened to Gambia. Ellen Johnson is Ellen to blame. That woman don't know too much about her own country. She's been in America too long. But Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is the cause of that man leaving that country. Because that Mauritanian Arab man that came and got him out of that country, those Arab people are criminals. He's a king. You trust kings? I don't trust no king. I don't trust no man suppressing other people. One man rule, a dictator. I'm a democratic leader. I don't suppress myself with no one man rule. And that's insanity. I don't care how you think, who you are. I'm a democratic, constitutional man. I don't care about no king. I don't care about no empire. I don't care about no dictatorship. Keep it away from me. That's what I gotta say. Okay? That's my take on all of that. Blame Ellen Johnson Sirleaf for what happened in Gambia. That's just how she messed like people up. Okay, my final thing. I listened to Justina Taylor just now on her thing. The sister who leading the justice group in Liberia. Telling her people, if they see this shall come after you were colored, Come after them with colors. They come after you with this, come after them with that too. I said, oh, she sounded at me. Everybody was saying, oh, Chesson, you do, what, we want no violence. And I told you, an uneducated man is an uneducated man. George Weah is no different from Samuel Doe. George Weah cannot read, he cannot write, he cannot speak. He's a dummy. And a dummy leader our country will kill our Liberian people to stay in power. So if you sit down there, and you sit down and think about the war, oh, your people dead and all, we don't want no war, then you got to deal with the consequences that come your way. You who want democracy, led by a dummy. And there's no doubt about it. There's nothing you can say about it. Many people are dying. People's lives depend on our country coming back from war, from the deaths of our children. We can't continue to do that. We can't continue to allow that to happen. We are the first constitutional democracy in Africa. Lux in tenebris. We have a mission. We have a destiny. And we cannot be afraid when violence raises its head in our community. We cannot cower and back down when people who are leading us say that our president and they want to be dictators. We came out of the Civil War, 14 years. And from 1980 to today, nearly 500,000 or more Liberians have died. Needlessly, foolishly, out of pure ignorance, out of pure greed, out of pure selfishness, and out of pure evil. They were just talking about it, how they were dancing around with that girl's dead body and all of that. You know, that's a ritual thing. That if that's a religion, that's a religion. Once they don't kill us, and we can't prove they're doing juju, you're there, but you gotta pray to your God. You're just sinner. You're gonna stand up to these evil people and pray to your God. And that's just what I've been telling you. Because there's no way Jesus Christ will sit down and allow our country to be run amok by evil woman like Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is evil. And she got to be prosecuted for crimes against the Liberian people. My class is over, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to educate my people and the world about the situation we are facing, not only in America, not only in Liberia, but around the world. We have to change. And I'm so glad that Joe Biden didn't pick Kamala Harris. I advised him to do that. I said that on his page all the time, that this woman was a woman that would back him. He's a statesman. She would carry people to jail. And they ain't going to be messing with her. They ain't going to be calling her sleepy Kamala. Nobody can be fooled to do that to my girl. To my girl. Okay? So, Kamala, I told my wife, I said that Kamala thing, that's not our African way of talking. That's not our third word we are talking. Kamala. The Kamala. Kamala, thumbs up. You my girl. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you paid attention. I hope I imparted some knowledge to you. I hope you understand that the destiny of our country and our people rests in our own hands. And if we fail our people and country again, we fail our children and the future of Liberia. We've been through 14 years of war. That shouldn't deter us from ensuring that our country is peaceful, law-abiding, and orderly. Because our people had died for so many years, that cannot cause us to remain silent and passive in the face of the same things that caused us to die in the first place. The destiny of our people is in our hands. We need leaders today, not just statesmen. We need leaders. Statesmen are people who are civilized, who discuss things. Leaders are people who do what must be done to change our society, to raise the consciousness of our people fairly, honestly, and honor the rule of law. The time of the Liberian people is now. Aluta!